The fall of Bashar al-Assad marks a major move in Syria's political terrain. It's there are times when when we could talk about seismic shifts, and this is one of them. The once unthinkable transformation of Ahmed Hussein al-Shar'a, formerly known as Abu Muhammad al-Golani, from a jihadist to a self-proclaimed inclusive leader, raises profound questions as well about Syria's future and whether or not a leopard can change its spots. This is all about the implications, the fallout from Assad's departure, al-Shar'a's ascension, and the global response to these developments. The Kremlin's portrayal of Assad's resignation as a personal choice invites skepticism, quite frankly. Assad, who fled through the many tunnels under the palaces as the rebels took over, has left behind a fractured nation. And Moscow's role as the guarantor of Assad's survival since 2015 casts doubt, A, on the voluntary nature of his departure, and B, on Moscow's competence. Russia now appears focused on stabilizing the region to maintain its strategic foothold, offering asylum to Assad while navigating the uncertainty of dealing with a new Syrian leadership and trying to hold on to its naval and air bases that had cost so much. Al-Shar'a's rebranding from a jihadist commander to a politician clad in preppy blazers is as startling as it is strategic, with his tidied beard, his pledge of allegiance to al-Qaeda, and his role in Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, HTS, replaced by the rhetoric of inclusivity and democracy. Yet concerns about his true intentions must persist. His past declarations calling for a Syria governed under strict Islamic law contrast sharply with his new promises of protecting minority rights. New promises which, of course, if he can be held to it, if they are genuine, are incredibly positive. While his critics therefore dismiss his transformation as cosmetic, his supporters argue he embodies Syria's resilience and pragmatism, adapting to meet the demands of a new government and international legitimacy. Western powers are, of course, divided. France and Germany have extended tentative support to the new Syrian regime, while US debates go on about whether or not to delist HTS as a terrorist organization, and the possibility of lifting sanctions and bounties on al-Shar'a signify the West's pragmatic turn, but of course it risks alienating pro-democracy Syrians. Well, it doesn't risk alienating pro-democracy Syrians, of course, if al-Shar'a is one of them. For Syrians, HTS's actions in Idlib, marked by selective tolerance and episodic violations of human rights, offer a mixed picture. Al-Shar'a's choice of the Umayyad Mosque for his victory speech and his emphasis on Sunni identity must trigger alarm among minorities and secular groups alike. As Syria emerges, therefore, from autocracy, the international community faces a dilemma. Should it prioritize stability or democracy? Former MI6 chief Sir Alex Younger and other analysts warn of potential chaos, including the resurgence of Islamic State militants detained by Kurdish forces, should the West not support this transformation of Syria. Domestically, al-Shar'a's unilateral appointment of a prime minister suggests centralized power rather than inclusive government. Without sustained pressure from within and outside Syria, his promises of pluralism may just remain rhetorical. He needs support to ensure that his vision is realized. And although people may be reluctant because they look on the past, the way forward is to look at the future, I'm afraid. The fall of Assad and the rise of Ahmed Hussein al-Shar'a's power symbolise both hope and hazard for a resurgent Syria. The international community needs to tread carefully but quickly, supporting reforms that ensure inclusivity and democracy, while guarding against the resurgence of extremism. Syrians, meanwhile, must navigate the perilous path from dictatorship to self-determination, holding their new leaders accountable to the promises of a more harmonious future. The road ahead is uncertain, but Syria's resilience and the vigilance of its people will determine whether this transition becomes a renaissance or remains a masquerade. If the latter, it's an invitation to the powers of malevolence to re-enter the land.